Hey, what's up guys, it's Theo for Concept. So I want to apologize for not uploading last week. I was a little bit caught up with work and schoolwork. Anyway, enough talking. Today we are going to create this in Adobe Photoshop. So let's just get started. Welcome to Concept. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up our application. For this tutorial, I'm using Photoshop CC 2018 and I'll go ahead and create a new file. So I'm using a width and height of 2K and a resolution of 300. I'll be posting this on my Instagram page, so if you don't follow there, be sure to follow there. So I'm basically going to be using just two images, that is this and that. Shout out to the creator of this roof, it's a wonderful work, but unfortunately for me it is not a PNG file. I thought it was, even though it has all these transparent lookalike, it's just a JPEG file. So I'm going to correct this. To do that, I'm just going to pick my magic wand and I'll just click one time. This is going to create a selection around the subjects like this, and I'll go to select and click on inverse. You can also use Ctrl+Shift+I, that's going to select inversely, and I'll just cut this part out. But before I do that, I want to apply an adjustment over it. So go to the adjustment panel, click on hue or saturation and turn down the lightness to -100. So once I've done that, I'll just merge these two up. So let's go ahead and recreate that. So select inverse and I'll go ahead and cut it out using Ctrl+X. So I don't need this document anymore, so Ctrl+W to close it. I don't want to save, and I'll paste it in here using Ctrl+V. So this is what we have. Now with the background layer selected, so that everything I create is going to be just on top of the background layer, go to the pen tool, that's P on your keyboard. Make sure that it is set to shape and not path. Make sure that the fill is set to a solid color, so that's the second preset. And make sure that the stroke is set to the first one, which is no stroke. Now I'm going to just create some random shape like this. So I'll click at the extreme end of the left side and I'll bring this somewhere around here. I'll create a curve like this. Hold down the Alt key, which changes to this cursor, and I'll bring this point back to where I began. Then I'll go ahead and create another arc, I don't know, something like this. Hold down Alt, I'll bring this back here again, and I'll create another arc like this, and I'll probably create another arc like this. Now well, let me zoom out so that I can see what I'm doing. So I just undo using Ctrl+Z. So probably place it somewhere around here, and I'll bring this to the end. Now once I have that, hit enter on your keyboard. That's going to just fill everything up for you. So with my wolf selected, use the move tool. I'll place it somewhere around here. Unfortunately it is not well aligned, so I'm just going to rotate it by an angle. I think that is okay for me, so I'll place this somewhere around here. Now you can also hold down Control and click from the edges, but this is going to deform the image, even though you might be able to place it directly on it. So I'm just going to just rotate my like this. Now obviously I'm not going to make this shape blue, so I'll just double click and change the color to solid black. Because it is a shape, you can always double click to change the color. This is different for layers and other stuff. So now I just have a shape like this. So the next thing is I'm just going to bring in my tree here. So I'll open it up in Photoshop like this, and I'm just going to control click on the thumbnail, go to the adjustment panel, click on hue or saturation, and I'll turn the lightness to -100, and I'll just go ahead and merge these two up like this. So I'll just bring this into my work, probably place it, yeah, okay, I'll place it somewhere around here just to cover up this empty space. So I'm going to set the opacity to somewhere around 70, and I'm going to duplicate this, so Ctrl+J, and I'll bring this somewhere around here. Again, I'll just reduce or increase the size, Ctrl+J one more time. I'll place this somewhere around here, just trying to vary it continuously. So Ctrl+J, place this somewhere around here, Ctrl+J, place this somewhere around here, and I can even increase it to something like this. Okay, now once I have that, Actually, there was something I was supposed to do. I was supposed to create a gradient on top of the background, so let's just do that. So I have these two colors I'm using. The first blue color is 2D79D6 and the second is 4EBAF7. so in case you want to use that exact same thing, you can also do that. So I'll go to the adjustment panel, click on gradient, and I'll change the style to radial. Now in the gradient options, just click on that checkbox over there and select the first preset, which is foreground to background, and click on OK. So this is basically your foreground and background color. Now if you can see clearly, the foreground color is the dark side and it is actually at the center. I actually want to reverse it, so I'll click on reverse so that I have the blue coming like so. I think this is looking awesome, but I'm going to increase the scale to about 150 and hit on OK. Now that we have our background, we have to create our moon. So to do that, I'll just be using the ellipse tool whilst holding down. The moon is actually supposed to be behind the shape and the wolf. So holding down shift, I'm just going to click and drag to something like this. Using my move tool, I'm going to try and align this at the center. So obviously a moon cannot be blue, so I'll double click on the shape and double click on the thumbnail and change the color to solid white, that is F6 times, and I'll go ahead and duplicate this, so Ctrl J. Using my move tool, I'm going to resize this whilst holding down the shift and alt. In case you are on an older version of Photoshop, with the new 2019 version, you don't even have to hold down any of the keys. So I'll duplicate one more time and I'll make this smaller again, something like this. But for the two shapes, which are the bigger ones, I'm going to reduce the opacity to about 70 for both of them. Probably let's make it 50 so that I can see the one at the center much brighter. I think I might actually increase all of them to something like this. Now this is looking nice to me. But before that, we also have to create our stars. So I'm going to create a new layer and I'm going to select a brush. So be on your keyboard. Now go to window and click on brush settings. You can also press F5 on your keyboard. Now make sure that the shape dynamics, we have the size jitter to 100%. Make sure that scattering is also checked and the scatter is also 1000%. So once you have that, change your foreground color to white because stars should look white. And I'll reduce my size to right around 50 pixel. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I think that looks awesome, but I'll probably increase it to 100. So I'm going to create something like this over here. So I'm going to increase the size to about 400. This time around, I'm going to create a new layer, so layer 3, and I'll create something like this just by clicking and dragging. Now I want the new layer to be beneath all of everything I've created, especially with the wolf, which is right here. So I'll just click and drag that beneath that like so. So basically this is it. It is pretty simple and I hope you enjoyed this video. Alright, and we are done. If you want this exact same PSD, I'm going to leave it linked in the description below, so be sure to check it out. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like to watch more of my videos, hit that subscribe button, and as always, don't forget to share with your family and friends. This is Theo from Concept, and I'll see you guys in the next one.